Hi everybody, it's Phyllis here with the 5 essentials for getting started with writing. When I talk to people about writing, people seem to have some common misconceptions. The first one is that it's a mysterious, sacred, benighted sort of process that people are granted because they have some special gifts. And part of the purpose of this video is to show you that that's only true for people who develop a writing practice, who develop a writing habit. And everybody has to be a beginner sometime, and this is for you, the beginner. 5 essentials for getting started writing. The biggest obstacles that most people talk about are lack of time and I don't know what to write about. So I'm going to help you overcome both of those obstacles in 5 easy steps, okay? So the first thing that you need is a timer and 5 minutes. There are lots of theories out there about writing 3 pages in the morning. That's what I do. But I didn't start that way. I started small. I started doable. But I find that a timer is the absolute magic wand for getting your mind off of the timing and how much time you have and what you're taking away from something else. The timer is like the guardian at the boundary of this beautiful sacred space that you've given yourself. You've given yourself permission. I'm going to take 5 minutes. You can accomplish a lot in 5 minutes, and you can accomplish even more when all you're doing is that one thing. So let the timer be your guardian. Get a timer and set it for 5 minutes. I start all of my writing classes with a 5-minute writing exercise, and the only instruction is don't stop writing. Just keep writing. And I give a prompt, which is an incomplete thought, usually 1 word or 2 words, an incomplete thought that gets you started. And I will put a link below in the notes here. I will put a link to some of my favorite writing prompts. And as you develop your writing habit, then you can start to adopt some of your own favorite writing prompts, and I use these over and over and over again. They're very open-ended, very non-directive, and the whole point is to simply gain access to what is in here. So that's the first thing, is a timer and 5 minutes. And of course you can use your iPhone or your Android phone, you can use a kitchen timer, but use a physical timer. Don't just keep your eye on the clock. Set a timer for 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is all you need. Second thing you need is a fast pen. I'm looking around for my fast pen. Where did I do? I don't know. But this is an example of a not fast pen. This is a Flare. It has a lot of drag on the page. It has other wonderful qualities, a nice thick dark line that I love. But if you are going to write and keep up with what's going on in here, you need a fast pen. You need something that does not drag on the page, something that feels really good in your hand. If you have trouble holding onto a pen, get a larger pen or get a rubber grippy to hold around the pen. I gave myself tendinitis one year by taking notes in 3-hour-long classes with a pencil. Pencils have a lot of drag on the page, a lot of friction. There's wonderful things about that, just like with the Flare pen, but what I want you to do is find a pen that glides on the page so that there is no barrier between what is coming out of your head, down your arm, and on to the page. And find that pen. It's an exercise all of its own just to find your favorite pen. Some people love gel pens, some people love fountain pens. Find your favorite pen. It's such a good thing to do for you. And if you're serious about developing into a writer and starting to write, start with a great pen. Start with something you really love. You want to pick it up. And while we're on the topic, number 3 is a notebook. And there are no rules for the notebook at all, except that you've got to want to go to it. You have to want to pick it up. It has to be exciting to you. It has to be welcoming. It has to make you go, ooh, I want to write in that. So when you go shopping for a notebook, and I definitely recommend that you do not go to the notebooks on your shelf that already have little scribbles in them, or take someone else's and make do. Don't use individual little scraps of paper. Buy yourself a spiral bound notebook, something where all the pages are together, you won't lose them. If you absolutely have to, you can tear out a page and throw it away. But something that, and look in the kids section, look in the section that they have, Disney characters, or the Little Pony, or Wonder Woman, or whatever it is, little stars and planets, whatever floats your boat, and get a notebook that you absolutely love. I'm looking over here because I have a whole bookcase full of spiral bound notebooks. I love them so much, and I've not ever gotten tired of them in all these years. I buy different colors, different shapes, different sizes. Buy a notebook that you really love. And here's the thing, your pen and your notebook are your special magic tools, and your timer. And when you open the notebook, it's like entering into a safe place, a place just for you to write in. So make them inviting, make them happy things for you. Don't settle for leftovers. Buy yourself a new pen and a new notebook. And while we're at it, the next ingredient, the next step in getting started writing, is an open heart. And this isn't something that you can buy, but it's something that you already have. And that doesn't mean that you always have to feel good. That's not the point. You want to write whatever's going on in here, whether it's tight and crampy, or upset, or excited, or confused, whether you just hit a giant fog bank in there, whatever it is. But the open heart is about allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to write whatever is true for you. When I write, I have only one rule, and the rule is anything goes. That's the rule. It's the one place where I'm allowed to tell it like it is. I don't have to be polite. I don't have to be politically correct. I don't have to be diplomatic. I don't have to hold back on the things that I would normally not say to my loved ones. I say them in the notebook. So if you're going along writing and you're in your 5-minute oasis there and your pen is whipping along, and in your heart is something that you need to say that's like, OMG, just write it down. The point of having a notebook is you can close the notebook and you don't have to read it. You don't have to read it. You can put it away. You can hide it. You can just come back to it the next day. Just come back to it. But you don't have to reread what you wrote. The open heart is about allowing yourself. And that is a good time to mention the inner critic. The best thing I've found to do with the inner critic, when the inner critic comes up, because it's inevitable, it's going to. You're going to hit that voice that says, what the heck are you doing? You can't write. You don't know how to write. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no right to write. Who are you to think that you want to be a writer? And the best thing to do is not to avoid it, not to, pretend it's not happening, but to write it down. Just write it down. And right after you write it down, keep going. Just keep going. It's just, you're going to not finish your sentences. You're going to just give yourself permission to write whatever's there. And if what is there is a bunch of self-deprecating stuff, just write it down. And then if you want to, refute it. Talk back to it. Tell it, thank you very much, but go away. Go help somebody else who really needs your help or something. We can talk about inner critic stuff. It's bound to come up when you open when you open your heart and let yourself write. An open heart is number 4. Number 5 is a sense of adventure. Because what's also going to happen is stuff is going to come up that you're like, this isn't me. I don't know who's speaking here. I don't know where this idea came from. You're going to blurt things out. I call them blurts. You're going to just plop something down on the page. I hate asparagus. I should get a new job. What the heck am I doing in this town? Whatever it is, and boom, you're in an adventure. You're on a new adventure. And you're opening up something in yourself, even if it's just for 5 minutes. You're saying, you know what? Whatever it is that's in there, that's coming down, I'm going to just download it onto the page. And I don't know where it's going to take me, but I guarantee you, you're going to be in a different place after 5 minutes than you were when you started. But that doesn't really matter. This is about getting started. So what I want you to do, I want you to find a timer. I want you to find a pen and a notebook. And I want you to look at your calendar for tomorrow or today, if it's early in the day, today or tomorrow. And I want you to decide what 5 minutes are you going to take. And I want you to turn your phone off and unplug offline, get off of Facebook and all that, close down the computer. Oh, I don't want you to write on the computer, not for this. Because this is a physical process. This is yoga for writers, you can call it that. I just coined that term just now. I want you to plan it for yourself. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to get up and have my coffee. I'm going to take 5 minutes. I'm going to set the timer. I'm going to write. Tonight, go to my page of writing prompts and write some of them down in the beginning of your notebook, or print out the page, whatever it is. Get ready and just set the timer and start writing the prompt, and just keep going for 5 minutes without stopping. Don't worry about making sense. Don't worry about making complete sentences. Don't worry about grammar, punctuation, spelling, propriety. Don't worry about staying in the lines. Only one thing you have to do is keep your hand moving for 5 minutes. That's it. And then, you know, I'm a one day at a time kind of person, but try it again tomorrow or the next day and the next day. And you could even make a commitment to do 5 minutes a day for 7 days, 1 week. And see where you are at the end of that 7 days, and see if you feel that you have begun writing. And let me know how it goes for you. You can comment below. You can go to my website and comment there. You can send me an email, find me on Facebook, you can message me, you can fill out a contact form if you run into a glitch or something I didn't think of, and point it out to me, and we can take it from there, okay? 5 essentials for getting started writing. 5 minutes and a timer, a fast pen, a notebook, an open heart, and a sense of adventure. Have fun. Thanks.